Hello everyone and welcome back to ishta.rx, your gateway drug into Middle Eastern counterculture. Today we are going to DC where we're going to meet the amazing and multi-talented staff and coordinators behind the DC Palestinian Film and Arts Festival. And then we're going to meet one of the artists who presented her work to give you a behind the scenes look into how a film and arts festival is put together and introduce you to some of the amazing staff and talents. So let's get started.
Tell me what to do.
Well, just be yourself, be natural.
With my hands, though?
Oh yeah, don't, the Arab gesticulation, man.
عدد على عدد كل يوم عم نزيد شوف فايدة الكترة والحرية مش بالإيد من يوم ما وعيت وأنا بنت هيدي البلاد بكى أطفال وبس ما تولاد.
My name is Nusaybah Hamad. I'm the managing director of the DC Palestinian Film and Arts Festival. I've been involved with the festival since 2013.
My name is Rokhaya Bambar. I am the logistics coordinator for the DC Palestinian Film Festival.
It's a family, and I can't stress that enough. When I say that it's a labor of love, every person who's doing this festival has a full-time job that's incredibly demanding, and they're amazing people in their own rights. They have careers that any parent would be proud of, even an Arab parent.
The standards are higher with Arab parents.
They really are. But everybody pours their heart and soul into making this project happen.
I'm the one who's always running around behind the scenes with papers flapping around and volunteers trailing behind me.
So when we talk about Palestine, we're at a protest where we're organizing against something or we're resisting something. And our founders felt that there wasn't enough celebration of Palestinian life, and not just like the Turath, right? Not just the culture of the food and debkit, and those are very important parts of it, but they felt that there wasn't space for Palestinians to just thrive and exist and create outside of this very politicized identity, this box that they were being shut in, where the only thing you heard about was the death toll, or who was just arrested, who got bombed, or whose house got demolished. And so the point of the festival is not to detract at all attention from what's happening in Palestine, but it's rather to give Palestinian artists a platform to create outside of those boxes. And so we call ourselves a festival not about Palestine, but by Palestinians.
Right. Almost all of the organizers are women. We've had, over the course of the festival, 1 or 2 male organizers as part of our team. And it's definitely not something where we exclude men. We really do, of course, want Palestinian men represented on our team. But it's also an incredibly empowering experience to be composed of very, very impressive women all the time, coming together and finding really creative solutions to a lot of, logistical issues, but also kind of thinking really critically about what a program should be like, and coming from the perspective of a woman in developing them. So we really take seriously gender diversity on our panels. We try to make sure that that all perspectives are represented. And I think that's really, as a women, almost I will call it a women-led organization at this point, I think that's kind of a result of that. And I think it's really important to our festival.
There is no other Palestinian festival like this in the U.S. There are many Palestinian film festivals, which are all amazing and continue to inspire us year after year, like Boston and Toronto and Houston and Chicago. All of them are amazing film festivals, and we're partners with all of them, and we learn from them, and sometimes we share our resources. But they're focused on film, and we wanted to expand that. That's not enough. We need the performing arts. We need the visual arts. And that's what makes us really special. And it also allows more diverse personalities and talents to come in and be part of the team, which is really, again, special.
The opportunity to show those different ways of expression is really interesting and exciting, because I think there are things that resonate with people in ways that they didn't even imagine, they didn't even think of as a thing. Like thinking of Google Maps as a form of expression, I think it wouldn't occur to anyone I mean, obviously except for the filmmaker, but I mean, it's not something that would pop to your head as a way of expressing yourself. But then when you view it in that format, you suddenly see, oh, this is someone exploring their life and exploring a world. That's just like very interesting, and it forces you kind of a little bit outside of your everyday lens into someone else's lens, and it helps you kind of readjust your perspective on the world.
لازم نكب حالنا وإلا ما منوصل. إيه، هذا هو المفرق. وهياتني أنا.
My name is Razan Salah. I'm a media artist, video artist based in Philadelphia now. I grew up in Beirut, came here for my master's on a Fulbright scholarship, and now I'm teaching at the university at the department I graduated from at Temple University. Your father was born 100 years old, and so was the Nakba, is reconstruction, a recollection of the memory of returning to Haifa. And I say memory, although it didn't really happen. It's an imaginary memory of returning to Haifa. I'm imagining that my grandmother was able to go back to Haifa when she was still alive through Google Street View, which today is the only way she can see Palestine. The only way I can see Palestine. The making of the film is really very similar to the process, I think, that we recollect memory. It's a tension between fact and fiction. It's a tension between, attachment, desire, and, and reality, and, the conditionality of reality. And so I think Google Street View in this film played a very major role in creating this world that is a non-place and a non-time that is very eeringly similar to the Palestinian refugee condition of being attached to a land, even as a third-generation Palestinian refugee, so attached to a land that we cannot access. Having visceral, experiences in a place that we have never seen. A contradiction, just like the illusion that Street View creates of a third dimension that is flat. That is a stitch of two-dimensional images that are frozen in time with faceless people. It's very interesting how this film came to be. It felt like it wrote itself. I'm in my MFA, I'm a media arts student. We're talking about technology all the time. We're talking about virtual spaces and our relationship with our virtual body and, the transpiration between the physical and the virtual. And I'm like, this relationship has existed for Palestinians before Street View, ya habibi. This virtual physical relationship is the Palestinian condition.
At the end of the day, all of your identities are they're intertwined, right? And this should be a space where we can celebrate that. Like, we're in diaspora, not by choice, it's an exile. It's not even a voluntary diaspora.
Right.
But what have we created in diaspora or in exile? And how do we navigate that? And this space is supposed to be a place where we can explore all of those interlocking identities and not feel like we need to fit into one or the other, but just exist as we are.
الكترة والحرية مش بالإيد. من يوم ما وعيت وأنا بنت هاي البلاد بكا أطفال وبسمة أولاد.